Welcome to episode 25 of the Sober Stretch podcast, the podcast for anyone with a problematic, complicated relationship with alcohol. My name is Gary. I'm one of your hosts. I am 10 years sober. My mate here, Craig, 2 years. We are the podcast for you if you are, your binge drinking's getting out of control, you've had a long-term problem, booze is fucking you up. Craig, hello.
How you doing?
I'm really well. I'm well. I'm cozy.
Yeah.
It's
Are you
dark.
wearing anything?
Not underneath this. No. It's dark and cozy. So I'm all like up for a day of just sitting around the house doing a whole lot of nothing. Yourself?
Yeah, nice. You need them days sometimes, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, mine's the other way around, man. I've fucking late, still in gym stuff, no shower yet, so stinking the gaff out. But yeah, I'm all good.
Oh well, you're on your own, so it's all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, peace, man.
Cool. So today, your suggestion, very relevant, is going to be about drinking around Christmas. To be honest with you, there's a lot that you can talk about, whether it's I'm going to fuck my life up even more around Christmas and drink every day at every hour, which is what I used to do. I'm sure you did as well.
Same.
Or is it going to be one of them things where you've been doing well, but you're going to let your hair down a little bit because it's Christmas and then start your year off in an absolute shit state?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people starting to mention Christmas, worrying about it. Maybe those that are not that long sober and think,
Yeah.
oh no, this is a big fat challenge. This is going to be a difficult one to get through. And yeah, I think today we'll just maybe kind of scare people into not bothering.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Like, it's just funny. Like, even Christmas is just the first thing people think about is just getting hammered or drinking.
Yeah.
That's the first thing a lot of people think about. I was absolute shambles at Christmas, mate, because I mean, you know, and everyone knows that I used to drink at any time anyway, but I would do it secretly because it's around Christmas. I was like, fuck it, it's Christmas. Just crack open a can at 9 a.m. Who's got something to say? Fuck off, it's Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a ready-made excuse. It was so easy, wasn't it? But Christmas is mighty stressful for a lot of people, and
Yeah, man.
just throwing that fuel onto the fire, it's a dangerous game. I think more people, correct me if I'm wrong, Google, but I think more people get murdered on Christmas Day than any other day of the year.
Shut
And
up, really?
yeah, I think so. And I think that might not be true, but there's a statistic that is shocking. It might be something like there are more domestic violence cases on
Yeah,
Christmas Day than any other day of the year, which is just fucking appalling. But
yeah, man.
yeah,
I've,
it's
I've
just a
heard
weird
that.
time.
I've heard that about the domestic violence.
Mate, I don't know. That might not be true, but I don't know. It's just constant drinking as well, isn't it? And I think for a lot of people, it's drinking that they don't ordinarily do.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe for you and I, our Christmases probably weren't any different to the rest of the year in terms of consumption. Maybe just probably consumption because you just got a pass, haven't you? A couple of, like 10 days off work or whatever.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that will drink heavily at Christmas that don't normally, and that's when shit kicks off. When people, I always spoke my mind when I'd had a drink, so there were no secrets
Yeah.
come Christmas.
Yeah. I used to actually hate Christmas purely because of the fact that pubs shut at like 12, 1 o'clock or like 2 o'clock. And then it was time to go home and actually have to be around people and talk, play games and shit. I was like, I couldn't think of nothing worse at the time. Now, I'd be all game for that. I'd love to actually socialise and be with family and stuff like that. But back in the heyday, that was torture.
Yeah, well, maybe not for me. I didn't mind going back to my family. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy. I mean, I loved spending time with them. I got on with them really well and still do. But and there's just the three of us, me, mum, and my dad. But it was the shame that I was bringing back from London or uni or wherever. But typically, when I lived in London in my 20s, I felt like I was just I felt like such a shameful, broken mess that I didn't feel mentally in shape to cope with, all the pleasantries of meeting family. And I mean, I don't mean like my mum and dad. I mean, we're having 10 people over, and I'm like, oh God, that's like, I don't feel well in myself. I've got to lie to people, my auntie that I care about a lot, who, I remember staying at her house in the summer when I was a little boy, and I have to just look like a big fat washed up mess. Probably everyone thinks I'm, an alky anyway, but I found all that really hard. And
Yeah, because you see you see family that you haven't seen for years, and normally people, or like a year, normally people get like, oh hi, how are you? You look really well. Blah blah. It's like they come into your house and they're like, fuck me, Gaz, what's happened to you?
where have you not? Where did you eat the cat or something? Like just massive, bloated, sad, depressed mess. It was fucked, man.
Mate, I know the feeling too well, too well. It it can all get a bit overwhelming, can't it? Like you said, Christmas really, I feel like it is a very stressful time of the year for a lot of people,
Yeah,
and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't, but because there's a lot of pressure on parents and buying their kids presents and skinting themselves and worrying about money, what are you going to do? Make it worse by drinking a load of booze?
yeah,
Just going to make, like you said, booze will just magnify the negative thoughts by 100.
yeah. And I think, like you say, it's a stressful time for a lot of people. Financially, it's a strain. A lot of people don't get on with their families. Winter really starting to kick in. Weather getting depressing. Um, Knowing that I was going to be walking into New Year feeling, looking, and just being like shit.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to contend? I'm not really one for New Year's resolutions, but how are you supposed to contend with a possible fresh start after
Yeah,
you've
mate.
been pounding your body? And,
And
and and it's everyone does it. Not everyone, but if you like a drink, people cane it at Christmas. Boxing Day heavy, Christmas Day heavy. Oh, it's all
yeah,
over now. So every day is like a smash up.
yeah, and it's like the New Year's resolutions in the fitness industry. It's a big thing, gyms are packed
Yeah,
in January, and this is relevant for drinking as well, by the way. But I think there's a stat like 80% of New Year's resolutions, no matter what it is, are broken within the first 2 weeks, and it's probably because you've not given yourself the best fucking chance. Do you know what I mean? Even if you was to take it easy over Christmas and actually have a break and build yourself up to it, but we don't do it. We fucking hammer ourselves into well, speaking from experience, absolutely hammer yourself, and then you're just on a come down. You're
hmm
starting January in an absolute come down,
yeah.
like mad depression. And for me, the only way to get over that was to have another drink.
Same here, mate. I used to like my New Year's resolutions. Resolution singular. Well, maybe smoking as well. Stop drinking, stop smoking. And I tell you, because I was so physically dependent on it, by 1:30 on New Year's Day, I needed a drink,
Yeah,
and I'd
that's
probably get
fucking
up at
joke,
11
isn't it?
o'clock.
Yeah,
But for me,
yeah,
and I'm sure a lot of people relate to this, the second that first drink was done, it almost written the year off.
you mate. Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? I was like,
Well, because
wow,
you
fuck,
failed.
I
You
failed.
failed.
I've been awake for 6 hours this year and have failed. It's the same way. It's the same how people think, right, I'm not going to drink this week. So they don't drink on Monday and then they drink on Tuesday and they think, well, fuck it. I'll quit next Monday. So they just drink Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then suddenly 15 years pass and then you die of heart disease.
It's you're so right. Like you have a drink on Monday and you're like you promise yourself that on the weekend you're going to be doing your best to rein it in, start next week fresh, blah 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 blah. But then when you do that on January, the bigger goal,
Yeah.
literally writing off your whole year already. You're literally preparing yourself to fail, aren't you?
Yeah. and that failure comes quick and it comes hard, and it's normally if you're people like us, it normally happens on the first day, and then
Yeah.
you have a go at dry January and you get
Dry
4 days
Jan
in.
jokes, mate. Yeah.
Bollocks.
Dry Jan, I would fail on the first day every year. Every year. I mean, I stopped promising myself that I was going to do it in the end because I knew I was bored of my own bollocks.
Yeah, you stop. I remember you said something really heavy to me. No, in an episode, you stopped making excuses because
Yeah.
it was just
What's the
easier.
point? What's the point? You're just lying to yourself, and then it's even worse because you're failing again, and then it's not nice to fail. No one wants to fail. It's just hard on yourself. So I just started to accept that this is what I am. I'm a I'm a waster. Let's be honest. I'm an absolute waster, and that's how it's going to be. So it can be a very tough time of year, and the sad thing is everyone gets buzzing about Christmas, and people work hard. Like the majority of people in England work so fucking hard, Monday to Friday or whatever. Some people work Saturdays as well. Some people work all weekend. Some people work 7 days a week, and then you get that break, Christmas break, and you're so buzzing for it. You're looking forward to it, and then that time for Christmas is gone. You've pissed it up the wall. You haven't really been present or spent much time with your family.
Mm.
You go back to work, you're skint because you've been paid early and you've done all your wonga, and then you've got some wanker in your face saying, "Do you have a good Christmas?" Yeah, mate. Absolute Ian Bill. Got nothing left.
Ian Peel. Not
Fuck
only that,
that.
I think there are so many Christmas dramas amongst family and friends that you've got to layer that on top of it.
Yeah, mate.
I often
Yeah.
found that I would go back to London on maybe the 2nd or 3rd of January or earlier and think, oh God, Christmas Day night. I remember one year, Gabby and I were up there at my mum and dad's, and we were playing Trivial Pursuit, and my dad and I had had a fair few, and I just hate losing, and I ended up flicking the table off
Yeah,
the
yeah.
board off the table, going up to bed, you know.
That's fucking hilarious.
But you know,
Yeah,
my
it's
dad,
so
my dad's
immature.
the kind of guy in the morning be like, "You're right, pal." I'll be like, "Yeah, all good. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, sounds." Whereas maybe perhaps your mother might take it to heart harder, but
Yeah.
things like that. That's small fry compared to things that go down in some houses.
Yeah, man.
I think the
It's just,
most. No, sorry, go on.
no, it's just Trivial Pursuit, mate. I've s- I've seen a video of some little kid flipping the Monopoly board, and that's just what made me. It just made me think of that. That's why I was cracking up.
I mean, like, I've seen a lot of comments lately on Instagram about Christmas and drinking, and I'm thinking, I'm so glad I don't have to go through that battle, the psychological battle of, oh, I'm not going to do it. No, but how? But I won't enjoy it. Oh, but then work
Yeah,
drinks and end of year party, and there's so many triggers, there's so many temptations. So if you're drinking now, I think the likelihood is you're not planning to not drink at Christmas. If you're a person that wants to quit drinking, but you're
yeah,
still drinking, there's no fucking way you're going to quit before Christmas.
nah,
On average, the
nah.
average person.
I think a lot of people might have to accept that this Christmas is going to be a bit tougher for you. If your plan is to stop drinking, you've got an issue with drinking and it's ruining your life, just accept that maybe for just this one Christmas, you might be a little bit miserable. You might find it tough with people drinking around you and egging you on to drink, this, that, and the other. But it's it's only one day,
Yeah,
really, isn't it?
yeah.
It's one day. It might be a little bit tougher this year, but next year is going to be so much better because you're going to be in such a better position and you're going to have learned how to have fun and enjoy life without alcohol.
Sobriety's sacrifice, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice, and boo-hoo you in your. This is going to sound right shitty, but boo-hoo you in your Western country in your nice house that has heating. Tough shit.
Yeah.
You have to not drink this Christmas if you want to sort your life out.
No. 100%.
Oh, I mean, like, I was at for 15 years. I was like, oh, what you mean? I can't have a drink or whatever,
Yeah,
trying to quit. But come on, tough
yeah.
shit.
No, exactly.
The
It's
problem
not.
is, though, it's not one day, is it? It's like it's Christmas Eve, it's work drinks,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
your last day at work. It's Christmas Day, it's Boxing Day football, it's New Year's Eve, it's whatever.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, you're. Christmas is an absolute sesh. It is. It is, mate. It is. There's there's loads of shit that happened. Christmas Eve was probably the best night out
yeah, it was.
for me. I used to love going out on Christmas Eve, and then in the later years when hangovers started getting worse and worse and worse, I generally would fucking ruin Christmas for my family because I think my mum would probably be more upset about it because they've spent all this money, time, and effort preparing food, and you selfish bastard, meaning me, I've just gone out, got absolutely caned, haven't got them any presents. I'm skint, and I've woke up at like 12:1,
Yeah,
missed Father
awful.
Christmas. Do you know what I mean?
Great, what a great son.
Bad,
How,
innit?
how do you?
And
How?
they put all this effort in. It's fucking selfish.
Yeah, it is. It is really well. There's no question about it. It's selfish as fuck. It's horrible. That. I mean, how do you feel though that day on Christmas Day when you wake up and you've been out all night and you're hanging?
Oh, mate, Christmas could be absolutely dead to me because I'm trying to get through this hangover.
Hmm.
I'm skipping breakfast and going straight for the Buck Fizz, and we go again.
Yeah.
And then you drink to get on that level, and then start being a wanker again.
Hmm. Yeah.
Or maybe not a wanker, but I don't know. It's like, who do you think you are? You was an absolute shell of a man. You couldn't even look at yourself in the mirror. You couldn't even wake up on time. Now you've had a few fucking beers, and you think you're Jack the Lad.
Yeah. You're like, all right, Mum, Happy Christmas. She's like, piss off, you alcoholic wanker.
Yeah.
She doesn't say it. She's just seething inside because it's the fourth year it's happened. You know, you got a responsibility to your family to make Christmas Day as nice as possible. Everyone does,
Yeah, man.
because it's pressurized and it is a lot of commercial wank, really. But
Yeah,
it's more all that. But the present thing as well. That's pressure. Oh, mate, I used to die inside at my inability to buy nice presents for people
mate.
because I had no money. People that had done great things for me. People that had raised me. You know, like it was.
You
Well,
couldn't even get 20 quid together, could you?
oh, awful,
Mate, that's
awful.
just made me think. I remember one year I was, because I'm still pretty bad now. I mean, I don't have kids or anything, so I'm not hugely into presents. It's not really my thing. I'm a loving person and all that, and I do love to give, but I feel like people do break their back and their banks to try and get presents around them or get presents in and stuff like that. And I remember I'd leave it till Christmas Eve to do my Christmas shopping every year without
Obviously.
fail. Every year. Like, who doesn't? Every year. It will probably be the same this year, to be honest with you, but at least I won't be hungover. And I started, so I've been in town for literally about 5 minutes. There's so many people about. I'm hanging out my arse, and I've got this just gone hot out of nowhere, and I think I'm about to have a panic attack. There's so many people. I'm hanging, sweating. I was like, fuck this. I've just gone straight to Weatherspoons and then just sat in there all day and all night. No
Yeah,
presents.
yeah. The
Sorry,
spineless,
sorry, family. No presents this year again.
ultimately, the spineless addict.
Yeah, man. 100% wasn't even capable to walk around town.
There'll be some people that say, "God, you're so harsh, you two, calling people spineless addicts." But
Well, you're calling yourself it and me it,
yeah,
so cool.
yeah, clubbing ourselves in with the rest. But
Yeah.
I think it does hit hard. It resonates with people. We get messages where people say, "Oh, I just really appreciate the honest, frank assessment of it all." And it resonates with people because you and I knew what we were like and how we felt about ourselves, and not other people feel the same.
Yeah, exactly. You can't sugarcoat it. I'm not being funny. Like you said, someone that has raised you, done everything for you, literally given their life up for you to grow up and have a good childhood, and you can't even give them a gesture.
It's low.
because you're drinking. Grow up, mate.
Yeah. Grow up, take some responsibility.
Yeah, 100%.
So talking about responsibility, if we are, what is it, 22nd, 3rd today? So Christmas in a month.
Fuck's sake.
You can start buying your presents in 31 days, mate.
Yeah. Quick maths.
So imagine, right, let's take the different cohorts of people in this, in thinking about drinking at Christmas or trying not to drink. Imagine you are on a month streak of sobriety,
Yeah.
and and if you can stay sober until Christmas, you'll be 2 months in. Why shouldn't people think, oh, I'll be all right, and let complacency slip in? I'll be all right. I'll just have a drink at Christmas and I'll moderate, and then I'll go
Because
back in January back to where I've been at. Because there will be loads of people like
yeah,
wrestling with that
yeah,
thought right now.
yeah. But you know as well as me, it doesn't work like that. You can't just dip in and dip out in sobriety. If you have a toxic relationship with booze, drugs, fucking prescribed drugs, whatever it may be, whatever your addiction is, I mean, even if it's not an addiction, you can't just come in and come out as you please. Otherwise, you're not addicted. You don't have a problem. And think about how hard it has been. The first month is the hardest. The first few days, the first 2 weeks, the first month is always going to be the hardest. That's where all the major withdrawals are. You know how fucking painful it is and how hard you've had to work to get through that. It takes it out of you. And you think, God, how on earth am I going to get through this? Imagine just pissing all that away and then having to do that again and then starting on the back foot again. You failed again. What's the point?
Yeah, and what is the likelihood of you just snapping back out of it on the 3rd of January or the 1st of January and going, oh, do you know what? I'll just go back to where I was in October when I was 4 weeks sober. Zero, almost zero.
If you can do that, then I'll take my hat off to you. But
Yeah, and stop listening to our podcast because you probably don't need us.
no, it's probably true. I think. Well, listen, if you can have a drink or take a drink and then not take it and go without it, and it's not affecting your life, you haven't got a problem.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this podcast, you definitely are either contemplating giving up booze or you've got a drink problem. You cannot. I'm telling you, you cannot just dip in and out. You're all you're doing is halting your progress and starting January off in an absolute shit state. You know what it's like. You have a few on Christmas and then New Year's. New Year's was a killer because you'd go back to work on like the 2nd. That's not enough time to recover.
No. No. So your mindset when you go back, when you start the year fresh, is work shit because you've got that cloud of depression, perhaps, the alcohol-induced depression around you and in
Yeah,
you. And
feels like
a lot,
yesterday that I was here.
yeah, and a lot, yeah, and a lot of other people have that energy early January as well. It's like a collective dragging down of society, all just like wallowing in New Year self-pity. What? Why can't you, person listening? Why can't you be the one to not feel like that on the 3rd of January when you go back to work? There's absolutely no reason it can't be that. Can't be you. Yeah, you in your car listening right now. I'm fucking talking to you. You've been sober for 4 weeks. It's not. There is a science to it. You can keep meditating, keep moving, keep doing your exercises, but ultimately you just have to not drink at Christmas. And if you don't go to if you, there might be two major trigger points or temptation points, that like a specific party which is always great and it's always the same people. Well, it's that great and it's become an iconic night in your Christmas calendar for you and your friends. That means you've done it a few years. Can you not just miss one? Like, what's more important?
Yeah,
Just it's the same shit over and over and over again. Christmas drinking sessions are just drinking sessions with tinsel on the wall.
Yeah,
It's the same shit. It's the
yeah.
same addiction. It's the same chemicals. It's the same poison. It's the same misery. Just times by 10 because Christmas can be depressing as fuck for a lot of people. Like,
You're still going to wake up with a raging hangover.
Yeah. Your little brain doesn't go, oh, it's Boxing Day, I'll just feel magical today
Yeah.
for my
Yeah.
owner.
Yeah.
It's
Nice. And you never know. You might surprise yourself and have the best Christmas ever. Even if you are in early sobriety, you might just be like, what the fuck? I can actually have conversations about making a twat out of myself, or without people being looking down on me, or without feeling embarrassed about myself, so you can be present and actually enjoy it.
Yeah. And if you stay sober for Christmas, it's almost like a redemption a little bit, because if you're the person that always gets too drunk and disappoints your family, to be the person that said, no, not this year, and for your
Yeah.
mum to look across the dining table and look at you and go, oh man, he's made a real effort today.
Yeah.
Those things are
Yeah, man.
important. It can actually be the total opposite. Staying sober at Christmas
Yeah.
can be such an achievement that you
Yeah.
not only just go into New Year feeling okay, but like thriving.
Yeah, man.
Thriving.
And imagine again, you're early in this sobriety, yeah? Christmas is one of the hardest times in the year to stay sober. So if you can get through Christmas, you're going to be able to get through anything next year.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. You've got so much steam behind you, ready to go for the new year. What a great start. Or the alternative is fuck it all up and then have to start again in January when it's depressing again. It's still cold. If
Yeah.
you've been getting into fitness, you've got your fitness back, you might be starting from square one again because you've eaten your weight in food every day and drunk yourself to death. It's horrible. The thought fucking scares me.
Yeah, same. I mean, that bloated feeling on Christmas Day with all the food is bad enough, but like with 8
Yeah,
cans of Stella and
mate.
half a bottle of Carver and 4 whiskey and cokes, no
Oh
thanks.
yeah, yeah, man. Yeah,
Disgusting.
yeah. Don't get me wrong. Fucking enjoy yourself. Drink Coke or whatever. Eat loads of chocolate. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. You can still let your hair down. You don't have to be a boring bastard. But don't be fooled into thinking that you can just have one or two, because if you have a problem, it will rein you back in real quick.
Yeah, I really agree. I think you're right about if you can get through Christmas, you can get through most things. If you are 3-4 weeks sober and then you get through Christmas, you will be 8-9 weeks sober, and then summer may not feel like a mountain that you have to
Yeah,
climb, because summer
yeah,
is probably perhaps when summer really blooms. It's wrong word for spring, but when summer kicks in, that's just trigger, temptation, boom, 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 everywhere, isn't it?
yeah,
But
yeah,
you've done a bit of the hard yards. You've laid a good foundation and thought, you know what, I can get through Christmas. If I can get through January and February, I'll be really motoring come the weather
yeah, man.
change. And then
Yeah,
oh, let's go here, let's go to the beach. I live right on the beach. Like, let's go to the beach. I'm 10 years sober because I've done the work. I never go to the beach and think, oh, I wish I could have a beer here now. Never.
I just don't understand why we're like, oh, new year, new me. You're not. You're not. Why are you waiting till January to make a change? I'm sorry, but something could happen to you. You could sounds madly depressing, but you could literally die tomorrow. No one knows. No day is promised. Sounds like I've made a quote up there, but
No day is promised
why
by Craig.
why are you waiting until January? What is the point?
And what? Yeah, what? Well, quite. The best time to get sober was 10 years ago. The next best time is now, as they say. But you're also wait until the most depressing time of the month to do the most challenging thing you're going to do all year.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, does it? It really doesn't. Nothing is harder than if New Year. It's all right being Australian and January the first 33
Yeah,
degrees. You're
yeah,
like, oh, I'm going to go
yeah,
to the
yeah, yeah,
beach, have a run. I'm going to work out. I'm going to take my shirt off so everyone can
yeah.
see how fit I am, healthy. It's not like that in Sheffield, is it? It's grim as
No,
fuck and freezing.
no.
Oh, I'll just wake up on the 1st of January and eliminate drink from my life. Yeah, good luck.
I know how hard it is. You know how hard it is. We're not sat here preaching or anything like that. Maybe we sound like we are, but by saying that you're going to just either start it in January or you're going to have a break and then fuck it all up in December and then start again in January, all you're doing is lying to yourself, because if you're going to do it, just do it today.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Why not? Every reason that you make up in your head as to why you shouldn't or why you should wait until January is just an absolute excuse. You don't need to drink for anyone or any occasion or anything. You don't need to drink for yourself.
And by not drinking, you're guaranteeing a smoother Christmas. You're guaranteeing a smoother Christmas, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
limiting potential, fractious situations. You're limiting lying in bed all day feeling rough. You're actually going to live it and experience it. When I got sober in Spain, for those that don't know, when I was 33, and my Christmases since then have been dotted around in all the cities that I lived in, predominantly with my mum, and we had the best laughs ever. So
Yeah.
my mum had come to Malaga for 3 weeks. She'd come to Budapest. She'd come to Granada, wherever I was living, and we'd just mooch around, enjoy the different cultural Christmas,
Yeah. Nice.
watch movies, talk, have long, deep conversations, and I could just see her looking at me. I can see her. I can see it in her eyes, thinking, "Ah, I didn't have that for 10, 12 years."
Oh, yeah, man. That's
Never
fucking
really said
sweet, man.
it, but I know.
And that's such a nice feeling. Like, your mum was definitely owed that moment with her son,
Hmm.
weren't she?
Yeah.
After, like, I think for a relative or a partner or wife, whatever, for anyone that loves you so much, do it for them as well as for you, because they fucking deserve it.
Hmm.
Why do they deserve to have to watch someone that they love kill themselves with booze and fuck it up every single year? And it gets to the point where they start dreading Christmas because they know that you're going to be around.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, he's awful at Christmas. He drinks more than
Yeah.
normal.
They can't chill out. They're fucking anxious because they don't know what they're going to get with you because you're so unpredictable. This whole, like, excuse, I mean, I know why. It's because of how people market Christmas and dry January, stuff like this. But it is all a load of absolute bollocks.
But dry January exists because it's common knowledge that December is hardcore.
Yeah.
Okay, it happens to be the New Year as well, which is, but you shouldn't need to go hard on a dry month because you've pounded it for a month. What you should be doing is holistically getting sober just to improve your life. It's fuck the gimmicks and the bullshit. Sober October, blah, 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 blah. Get up one morning, make a fucking plan, and start the rest of your life.
100%.
You and
Strike the
I,
iron while it's hot, innit?
you what, mate?
Strike the iron while it's hot.
Indeed, man. You and I were a pair of fucking losers. We don't dress it up. A pair of losers. A
Yeah.
pair of, okay, we were addicts and we struggled and we suffered and we had, we've probably got ADHD. Well, we have. Like, but I don't like this. Oh, if I can do it, you can too. I don't know your life, person listening, but there is a part of that. If you and I, who drank every waking minute, can get sober, you can too. And if we're
One.
here years down the line, admitting that we were losers and admitting that our behaviour was weak and disappointing for our family members, then there's every chance yours is too if you drink too much. Because most people that drink too much don't get to 8, 9 pints in and continue being lovely.
No.
Most people turn into a bit of a demon. Really.
Yeah. Or regardless of what you turn into, it's not you.
Hmm.
Not actually you. You know, whether you get emotional, angry, anxious, it's not you. I just think the whole wait until January thing's just so fucking stupid. I cannot tell you how stupid I think it is. No, it pisses me off because I don't know. That obviously there is method to the madness, but just if you drastically need and want to change, why are you gonna make the odds so much harder for yourself to do it? It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like getting dressed in the dark. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's not.
It sounded good at the time.
I should have just gone with it. But give yourself how many times we spoke about it? There is a process, or you said it. You had a process when you become sober, yeah? Or what you would advise people to do is have a process, have a structure, and stick to that every fucking day to make it easy for yourself. How on earth do you expect yourself to think logically when you've just had a massive break off work, you're skint, you're stressed, you're anxious, you're hungover, you just feel fucked, and expect to have a plain sailing sobriety journey? Make it make sense.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more with you, mate. I really couldn't. And it's easy for us to say with hindsight, but it's also not. It is easy for us to say because we've done the hard work.
Mate, I've I've literally done it. I've ruined Christmas. Maybe not even knowing, but just by waking up stinking of alcohol,
Mm.
not being there when everyone's open presents, and too hungover to eat breakfast, which someone spent loads of time making. What? Because I was a selfish bastard and decided to stay out and get off my nut doing coke and drinking with people that I don't even fucking like.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
not good, man.
It's bad. You know, like if you as you approach Christmas and you're like struggling with the idea of not. Let's go through it. What are the triggers? The triggers are Christmas Eve, out in the pub with your mates. Here's the antidote. Don't go.
Midnight mass.
Go to midnight mass instead. Christmas Eve, massive trigger. You've done it every year for the last 24. Here's an idea. Don't go.
Yeah, just don't go out.
Boxing Day football, 3 o'clock kickoff, away game. All your mates will be on the piss from 9 a.m. You've been to loads of away games. You went to the away game last Boxing Day. Don't go.
Don't go.
New Year's Eve party. Everyone's going to blah 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 here bar. Then they're going there. Da 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 da. Stay at home. Watch Jules Holland. Don't go. Mum. Your father-in-law gets a bottle of red wine out. Offers it to you after your meal. Put your hand over the glass and say no. People say, "How do I do it?" You just say no, and you don't go. And then you say no, and no. You like it. What else can you do?
Yeah, but yeah, it's funny. I was thinking if I was that person saying, but it's so hard because I don't want to be boring, I don't want to be left out. Just don't do it. Like you said, say no, don't do it. You're looking after yourself. You're putting yourself first for once
Yeah, good
instead of
point.
doing something that you don't even want to do because you're worried about how other people are going to see you or judge you.
Or how you're going to behave or feel.
Yeah, do you know what? Just do what the fuck you. If you want to do this that bad, if you want to become sober and sort your life out that much, just say no for once. Don't go. Don't do it. Simple,
Yeah,
yeah?
it is simple. It's hard, but it's simple. Yeah, I mean,
But the answer's simple. The answer is simple. Don't get me wrong, yeah, you're going to have FOMO and shit like that. But just think, they are still going to wake up with a raging hangover, and the night is never that fucking good anyway.
and you don't
You've
remember
done
it
this.
anyway because
You've done this night. You've done
yeah, the
this
chemical.
night so many times. You've gone to this thing so many times. What happened? You got pissed. You might have done a bit of coke. You might have, I don't know, I can't say some things, but you've done it so many fucking times. And that is why you are sick of it.
Yeah,
The
so
group
doing
chat's
it,
not
doing
going
it,
to
it's
be
not going to change anything.
nah. The group chat's not going to be popping off saying, "Oh, you missed a great night last night. Gutted you weren't there." They don't give a fuck about you. They had a few drinks and then they didn't think of you, and they all got battered. You didn't. You stayed in, and
You
you're going to
won.
wake up and have a fresh fucking day.
Mic drop. It's true though, isn't it? No, it's true. It's fucking true though. You're right. You're absolutely right. Own it. If you want it that badly,
Exactly.
it'll. If you want it that badly, you'll find a way.
Exactly.
And if you don't want it that badly, you'll
Don't do
drink.
it. Exactly.
Because all of the thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people that got sober did what I've just suggested. They made sacrifices. They put themselves first and didn't succumb to temptation of something that they've done 74 times already. I don't get it. I do get it. Of course I get it. That's stupid. I don't mean I don't get it. I totally
I
get it.
know. No, I
Totally
know. I
get it.
know what you mean, because now you don't understand it. You don't understand why you done that. You personally, you don't understand why you kept making the same mistake year after year for 10, 15 years. But at the time, it seemed so fucking difficult. It is difficult. Getting sober is difficult. You're going to have challenges. Christmas is going to be one of the biggest. The new year. But the answers are straightforward. If you don't want to drink, don't drink. If you want to change your life, there's going to be some tricky moments. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have to sit with some uncomfortable thoughts without the use of your kryptonite, which has been alcohol for years. But
Your medicine and kryptonite.
yeah, if you want to drink, drink. If you want to, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to be black. I don't want to sound black and white, but that's what it comes down to. If you really do not want to drink, don't drink.
And if you really don't want to drink, but you don't know how to not drink, listen carefully to what we say. Plans, good practices, repetition, executing them every single day is how you get sober. You are 2 years sober and you still go pounding the streets running because it's good for your mind to keep you sober, to keep you healthy, to keep you happy.
Yeah, I just thought of something as well, and the only reason I thought of it is because you've said it once on here in one of the other episodes. But you mentioned, obviously, because there are going to be people worrying about it, and there's no doubt about it. Like it's going to be one of the hardest times for you to stay sober. Tell people that you're worried about it. Tell as many people as you can. Tell your the family that you're expecting to come round. Don't sit there and just wait for it to all blow up and then fold and then flake under pressure and have a couple of drinks. Tell whoever you want. Make them aware of what you're doing. Do not worry about how they judge you. But then they know that you're not planning on drinking this year, or you're not going to drink this year. Then you've made that promise to yourself. You've made other people aware about it, and there's going to be no surprises on Christmas Day. Because that's another thing as well, when everyone's like, "Oh, you're not drinking," and then you end up getting pissed off and drinking.
When do you tell people? Do you tell people right in the moment at the dinner table on Christmas Day? No, I'm not drinking. Oh, come on, yeah, whatever.
Exactly.
If you make that if you tell people on the 10th of December in the WhatsApp group, oh yeah, by the way, I'm not drinking this Christmas. Oh, well, you've got 2 weeks to get used to this idea, so get used to it, because I am
Exactly.
not drinking, because I am going to embody what I want to become, and that's someone that says no consistently for the good of my own self-improvement.
Exactly.
Embody it. And now you've got another month to keep, if you are sober and have just recently become sober, keep up those practices religiously for the next 6 or 7 weeks, and then you'll be in January, and dry January or New Year's resolutions won't be a thing, because your bus is fucking driving now.
You've already done it.
You're in the zone. You're in the zone. Christmas is this big fat, what's the word? It's the elephant in the room, innit? It's coming. It's coming. Start planning for it now.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be a washed up, it's not even the drinking at Christmas, is it? It's almost like if you don't want to be a washed up, like sad mess in January, get sober today.
Today.
It's going to be so much easier to gain momentum, to have a bit of momentum behind you. But you're right. It's a very good point. We have to give people advice and tips. Tell people, make them aware that you've made this decision. And
Yeah,
if you don't like it, well, it's tough shit really for them. It's not tough shit for you.
it's accountability as well. I mean, if you're lucky enough to have a partner, fuck me, I sound like I'm not hinting or nothing, but the chances are your partner or people that love you want you to be better as well.
Yeah,
So they're going to be happy about it. They're going to support you. If you're lucky enough to have people there that will support you, use them to your advantage.
indeed, absolutely. Yeah, galvanize through their support, and also the people that bone you out about it or give you a bit of grief over it are the people that can't handle someone not drinking, because secretly they probably don't want to be drinking as much anyway. We've been through this a million times, but that's the reason. It's nothing to do with you. It's them internally struggling with the fact that someone's made a brave decision and they're not able to make that brave decision. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason why you and I used to say to people on a Saturday, "Oh, come on, mate, it'll be all right. Just come and have a couple," because we were fucking addicts. Do you know what I mean? And we needed
Yeah,
company to be
exactly.
like drenched in
Yeah,
our alcoholism. So own it, get it in early, get the information to your family early that you're not drinking. What you're going to do? Are you just going to come Christmas Eve when people are handing out drinks at your house? Are you just going to go, I'll have a glass of water? Nah, you're not. You're going to have a nice ginger beer with a fucking bit of lemon in it and a nice glass and a nice fancy straw. Make sure you get those cool ice cubes so you're standing there and you look at your drink and go, that looks Christmassy. That feels
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
It's got a bit of a kick to it. And you're not
yeah,
standing there drinking tap water thinking, fuck me, that Stella looks
yeah.
amazing. You know?
Resenting it, yeah.
Yeah, what you do Christmas Day, do you get up and everyone in your family goes downstairs? Well, and starts on the carver and the orange juice. No, 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 no. What you're going to do is going to go for that 3K run that you've been doing 3 times a week, and you're going to maintain that momentum, and you're going to get the blood pumping on Christmas morning. So by the time you get back, you won't want to drink anyway.
Mate,
It's the same shit. It's just a different month. It's the same practices. If you want to
the
get
odds,
sober, start meditating. Oh, but fucking start meditating and do it now. And then, but I don't know how. Learn. Go and learn. You're not thick. You know how. You know. Download an app. Start fucking meditating.
people might think that the odds are stacked against them and it's going to be a fucking huge challenge and a huge mountain or hurdle to get over. And a lot of people, yeah, you're right, the odds might be stacked against you. People might have no faith in you. But imagine the feeling of how you will feel when you go back to work or Christmas and New Year's is done and dusted and you got through it sober. Imagine how proud you will be of yourself and how proud everyone else would be of you because they didn't fucking believe you, but you done it.
Oh, it's a lot sweeter when people don't believe in you.
Yeah, man.
Not that they don't believe in you, that they don't believe you can. It's a slightly different thing.
Yeah, but loads of people will be like that. Loads of people will be like, "Oh, come Christmas, he'll fuck it all up again. He'll be
Yeah.
back to him. He'll be back to his old self." Prove him wrong.
Yeah. Go and prove them wrong. Yeah, because that's satisfying.
Yeah, man.
Satisfying. Oh wow, you're how many months sober? God, you look good. Oh, you got a new job offer. Like the ball's rolling. Be the one to inspire others. If you get sober, you'll take a couple with you.
People certainly think about it, won't they?
Yeah, yeah. And I think the people that are a bit older, maybe my age and older, are the types that if we get sober, you take people with you,
Yeah.
because there's so many that are like parents and too much wine while I'm cooking and too many Saturdays watching the rugby and this age and heart disease, maybe dementia. I'm scared of that when I'm 70. I don't want to die before my
Mm,
kids grow up. You will
yeah.
take people with you. You will be the one that inspires others.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're 24 and you're like an anomaly and you get sober out of nothing, none of your mates might. But
Do what's good for you, innit?
do what's good for you and see how people follow you. Be the leader. Be the leader. Like getting sober is the most magical thing ever. It's a lot more magical than a non-existent Santa.
Don't
Mic
listen to
drop.
us kids. Yeah. That'll be that then, wouldn't it?
But yeah, it's now's the time to get planning and think about it, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
stressed.
yeah.
I'm stressed about Christmas because of buying presents in time. You know, I don't know, whatever. The logistics of it. I might have to work on Christmas Day. I don't know my rota yet. Blah blah blah. But I'm not worried about being that arsehole at 10 p.m. that's behaved in such a way that everybody just wants to go to bed. Don't be that guy.
Don't fuck everyone else's time up as well, because some people do look forward to it. Some people don't have a drink problem. Don't be a cunt.
Love it. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, boy.
We are Craig and Gary, and we are at the Sober Stretch on Instagram. And you can find our episodes on YouTube and Spotify. They are released at 3 p.m. on Sunday to cope with the Sunday scaries, help you get through the afternoon. I have a personal account at SoberNSound on Instagram, all things motivational around getting sober. Craig?
Instagram, live without limits _coaching. And you already know it's everything to do with not drinking anymore, beating the sesh, and exercise. Healthy addictions.
Healthy addictions. Brilliant. Craig, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Peace. Take care, man.
Cheers. Have a good one. Bye bye.